That is me, Danny Bonaducci, Life Coach, taking your calls at 1-800-252-1025. Danny Bonaducci, Life Coach, is brought to you by Goldberg Jones. Divorce for men. Call 1-800-DIVORCE. Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones is with me right now. Good morning, Rick.
Morning, Danny. How are you?
I'm well, thank you. How are you?
Terrific.
You look really healthy.
Thank you.
Yeah, all right. You want to save some lives?
Let's do it.
He's the superhero of family attorneys. All right, let's go to Joshua on line 3, please, of Olympia. Good morning, Joshua.
Hey, good morning, guys. How are you?
We're good, man. What's up?
Hey, good. Well, I've been wanting to call in for a while, and I just haven't really been able to put this all into words, but having Rick there this morning is terrific for me. I've been paying child support religiously, faithfully on my own for 18 years. Paying it directly through the state, writing a check every month, direct deposit now. For seriously, for 18 years. I have no communication with the other party. They are, out of the state, out of the picture. I call up the state on her 18th birthday, and I say, hey, this is her 18th birthday. When is my obligation complete? They say, your support obligation is complete as of now, and you're done. Can I get that in writing? Nope, we don't do that. Okay, well, that's great. 3 months later, I'm getting, letters after letters after letters saying now they're going to garnish my wages. They want back child support. The child apparently is still in school, where I was told she was knocked up and dropped out of school, dropped out of everything last year. So how much longer do I have to pay support? This is just crazy.
Well, there's like 1,000 parts to this. I can't wait to hear Rick's answer because I think there's more than one thing going on.
Well, first of all, you got to go straight to the horse's mouth, which is the actual support order that's in place. And I know it's been a long time and you may not have a copy, but you need to get one and take a look to see what it says when it says support termination. More often than not, it does say 18 or finishes high school, whichever happens last. So an educated guess is that perhaps your child isn't completed with high school, but has made some last pitch to take some sort of summer courses and may be doing it for all the wrong reasons, but may be doing it for all the right reasons as well. But get a hold of that support order. Don't trust what the support enforcement officer is telling you. Their heart may be in the right place, but they're working for the state. They're trying to make sure that money's collected. So take a look on your own.
And by the way, it's my money says, and I don't want to be rude, but you haven't seen this person in 18 years, right?
Correct.
Your kid's not in school, and they just said she's in school to continue to get your money. That's my gut feeling on this.
And Danny, you're absolutely positively correct. I found out that she has a criminal record. She has over $1 million in fines and restitutions that she owes. She's pregnant. She dropped out of school.
Man, you sure know how to pick them. Thanks for the call, man.
Up next is Mike calling from Lakewood.
How you doing?
We're all good.
I got a question regarding kind of pretty much what the first guy had an issue with his child support when it reached the end of it. Mine is I have an order through Alaska being enforced by Arizona, and once he reached his 18th birthday, they automatically stopped it, and then they started trying to collect again, which created more arrears at that point. But now Alaska is saying, well, we're enforcing this, or we're changing this, which they don't really have authorization to change an Alaska order. It's an Alaska order. But now, I mean, he's 20 years old now, and he still hasn't graduated high school, and I'm wondering when this is going to end.
Did you catch a question in there?
I did. And again, just like this first caller, it comes back to what the actual support order says. So what did the judge way back when sign off on? And it's going to be very precise. Without knowing what that says, I really can't answer that question because the answer will be embedded within that support order.
On the other hand, it's in black and white in a drawer of yours somewhere, this answer. I know, and I never even saw mine. My wife told me what it said. I'll be paying for Dante till he's 18 or decides to go to college. Mm-hmm. And then I'm obligated to continue support. So, I mean, child support's a weird thing, man. I always just thought this ends at 18, but you have to watch, and you're really good at this because, people call in with questions that you're not prepared for. All of them you're not prepared for, and you really answer them. I thought child support automatically ended at 18, and it doesn't necessarily, right?
No, especially in Washington. Much more often than not, it's extended. In fact, while we haven't talked about it yet today, it's more often than not, extended even into post-secondary, meaning college.
Right.
The next caller is Jake in Ording. Jake, you're on with Danny Bonaducci, life coach, and special guest Rick Jones from 1-800-DIVORCE.
Hey, Jake.
Hey, Rick. Hey, Danny, how you doing this morning?
We're all good. You got a question for Rick?
I do. It's in concern of parental alienation. Yeah, it's something that I've been dealing with for the past 5 years. I know it's a hard thing to prove, but it's going on. And I was wondering, is there anything in the court of law that can change that?
Well, first of all, you hit the nail on the head when you said it's a very, very difficult thing to prove. And proof isn't really the issue either. The key is to get a set of eyes, or maybe more than one set of eyes, on your case. And rather than trying to hammer home proof of what's going on, allow them to come to a conclusion themselves. So perhaps your case is ripe for some sort of a modification. And if you can get your foot in the door, then the involvement of what's called a guardian ad litem or a parenting evaluator, and they're the person that needs to reach that conclusion. Because if you've got a third party paid to look after the best interest of your children coming to that conclusion, then you're golden.
Wow, that's amazing. I didn't know you could do anything like that.
Well, I probably made it sound simpler than it is.
No,
it's
you didn't. You made it sound really hard, but what you did is made it sound possible, and I didn't know that it was.
Here is Scott calling from Fife.
Hey, Scott.
Hey, good morning, Danny and crew, and good morning, Rick.
Hey, Scott.
My question is, it's concerning child support for my son. He graduated this year, and he's working a job up in Alaska. Of course, the child support stopped. Now, if he decides to go back to school in the future, would my child support start up again?
No, once support has been terminated and it's not extended beyond, there's really not an ability to reopen back up. Did you have any sort of specific college clause in there?
Oh, my gosh, I'm going to have to reach into the drawer. It seems like there was an age limit,
okay,
for school.
Yeah, well, if you guys specifically agreed to something that allows that support to potentially be extended, in other words, perceives the possibility that there's a gap in time, then you still may be on the hook. It certainly doesn't sound like it, though, because it would have to be a relatively unique set of circumstance. So if support terminates, it usually becomes a gone issue.
All right. Thanks, Rick. And thank you all for calling.
Can we just do Joe real quick? He's been waiting for a while. Rick, do you mind doing
This is why I say I'm sorry to keep you waiting. I can't bear it.
Just one more quick one. It's Joe in Maple Valley.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, good morning. Thanks. So I see my daughter every other weekend and every Wednesday, and both my daughter and myself want to see more of each other. It's gotten to the point where she's really tearful when I drop her off. My wife has primary custody, and she has not been willing to change things to where we can split it 50-50. What are my options?
Well, your options maybe are twofold to start. One would be called mediation, and you probably have a clause in that regarding that in your parenting plan. So basically formalize now the request a little bit because she's not listening to you asking nicely. So you formalize it, go to mediation. Now you've got a third party at least putting their 2 cents in. She doesn't have to come to an agreement on it. If that doesn't work, the next step that you have is to potentially seek a modification, whether it's considered minor or major, but to seek a modification based on some sort of substantial change in circumstance. I don't know if that's going to exist on your case, but it's worth talking to us to find out.
Cool. All right. I'd like to thank Rick Jones of Goldberg Jones, 1-800-DIVORCE. That was Danny Bonaducci, life coach, and thank you.
The Danny Bonaducci and Sarah Morning Show on the home of classic rock, 102.5 KZOK.